Good evening. Welcome into StoveTop-Garage. Tonight we're making some buttered chicken. Got Mom's recipe, so we're gonna give her a shot, see how it turns out for us. We'll have Deepa come down later and taste it. Tell us how we did. And first off, we're gonna get started with some ginger and garlic paste. Put that in with our chicken. We got a little bit of salt, probably a quarter teaspoon or so. And then we got some chili powder. All of that is going to get marinated into our chicken for a time. We're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes or so. Then we're going to heat it in the pan. I'm going to put some olive oil in the frying pan, and we'll cook this down. Okay, so we have our ingredients sitting here before us for the butter chicken gravy, as we would call it here in America. There are chili powder, sugar. This is a fun new ingredient. I'm still having a problem with the name. Some heavy cream, some garam masala, some butter, white vinegar, salt, onions, garlic paste, and our tomatoes, cashews, and malted vinegar. And all this will be going into the pan. We're going to save a little of this for later, and we're going to save a little of this for later, because these and a portion of the butter will go in last before as we're finishing it off after we get the rest of the gravy finished or prepared. As you can see, our pan is good and hot. We're going to start frying up our chicken. Didn't have quite enough oil in there. Probably have to add a little bit more. Now that our chicken's finished cooking, we're going to set this aside. Now we start with our onions. A little bit of oil. Can't afford to be losing too many onions. We don't have a whole lot, do we? Go in with our garlic paste. And our tomatoes. For me, this is an experiment, because this is the first time I've made this. I really want it to turn out perfect. That's why we're going to have the chief test it. A little bit of salt. Ooh, forgot the butter. Everything has its appropriate steps, and mess up on your steps and you lose the flavor. So hopefully I didn't put the butter in too late. Sugar, garam masala, that was the vinegar, malted vinegar, and that's the white vinegar. Chili powder, so we're going to let this cook down until it gets good and tender. Save a little bit of that for the plating. It smells amazing. So we're going to let this cook for about 20 minutes. Now that we have everything cooked down, we're going to pour it into our bowl. We're going to use our immersion blender that I got out while we were waiting for this to cook. Now we're going to chop this up all nice and smooth. Now that we have that all done, we're going to sift it through back into our pan. Without burning ourselves, because right now it's hot. Because the whole idea here is to make it nice and creamy. We're gonna make a mess. Interrupted myself. The whole idea here is to make it nice and creamy without the skins from the tomatoes or any leftovers that didn't get chopped up from the nuts. But we're gonna get as much out of here as humanly possible, because all we want is the rich, creamy goodness that comes from cooking all this down. And this is what's left over. This is what we don't want in there. So we want the texture to be nice and smooth when we're done. Let's add our chicken back in. And our cream. And that all important ingredient, the butter. We're going to let this simmer for about another 15-20 minutes. Let it thicken up a little bit more. I'm going to turn that down. So we don't want to let any of that burn. That is just deliciousness. We're waiting right there. We got some rice cooking on the stove. I'm going to go over and check that. So I will be right back. Here we go. That looks beautiful, doesn't it? Let's get some of that goodness out of there. Some of that chicken. There we go. How's that look to you? Give it its finishing touch. A little cream. That was just a touch more than I really wanted. That's all right. You get the idea. So there. My first Indian dish. Now we'll get the master over here and have her taste it. Tell me how I did with her mom's recipe.
That tastes good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Would mom be proud?
Yeah, very much. Yeah, she'll be very happy. It tastes good with rice too.
Yeah.
It's very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching this latest episode of StoveTop-Garage. Come back and see us next time I attempt another Indian dish.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you all.